On Louisiana's historic River Road, there are at least a dozen plantations, including the Whitney Plantation. It's a museum dedicated to sharing the accounts of slavery told from the perspective of enslaved people, including children. Just 50 miles outside of New Orleans, we get a closer look at a dark time in America's history.
At its peak, this plantation encompassed about 1,700 acres.
A sugarcane plantation that is now a museum. It gives a real and raw account of slavery from the perspective of people who endured this brutal system.
The lifespan of an enslaved person who worked in the fields was 7 to 10 years. So that gives you some idea of the brutality and the labor required.
Dr. Joy Banner's connection to this plantation runs deep.
I am a descendant of the enslaved people and the enslaving family that were at this plantation.
Her roots grounded here, but now she's flipped the narrative and serves as the communication director for the plantation.
In a strange way, it's an outlet, right? And it's allowed me to delve into the history in a way that I never did before.
And every year, thousands of people visit Whitney, hungry to hear the truth of their history. Visitors can stop by actual slave cabins. They also get a look at the jail, similar to the pens used at auction houses.
Seeing, the experience has really, I would say it has been a game changer for me, right? Because now it's more than just books. It's an experience that, I have walked through.
I've learned that what was done to Black people back in those times was intentional and deliberate, and that the people who did these things really had no morals. They really loved money over, people, and it was just atrocious.
A history that's not often taught in the classroom, a history being challenged right now.
A lot of people don't talk about it, and they talk about the problems now, but a lot of people don't really look back on the history. I feel like in most history classes they more teach about presidents. I feel like this is more like what you should teach than presidents, because it's a really big part of history.
A painful history, and in some ways the impacts still felt today.
Do people know the experience? And maybe this Juneteenth could be an opportunity for people to study about what did race look like in their respective areas. So not just on plantation grounds, but wherever you are in this country. There are 4 memorials on this plantation, including this one dedicated to the men and women killed in the 1811 Louisiana Slave Revolt. It's documented as one of the largest uprisings of enslaved people in the United States. At the Whitney Plantation, I'm Jamiese Price for BNC.